talk about
Hang on, time out. What are we gonna call this?
I don't fucking know. Fucking
Blue collar something. Yeah.
we call it.
Blue collar bullshit.
Nope. Junkyard fix it.
No. That's even dumber than what I said.
Junkyard fix it. Let's just be real here. Have to
Junkcar junkies.
That'll work.
Spark plug suckers.
No, Junkcar junkie sounds a lot better. Alright,
Well,
there it is. So,
I've been joking around about this racist one. It's just with all black people though.
no.
Monkey boy mechanic.
Hey, so episode 1 of Junkcar Junkies, we got Simon.
AKA the KKK, bitch.
No, no.
Also known as the muscle. I am the muscle.
Anyways, so we got Simon, we got Brady, then we got
I'm
me,
the
Preston.
fat lord.
Then we got Preston. What are we gonna talk about?
The unlucky goblin.
The real debate.
What's the real debate?
Chevy, Ford.
Let's just talk about, okay.
On that topic, it depends
Hold
on what year,
Hold
honestly.
on. Honestly, I'm going to set a few boundaries for this discussion.
Okay.
So we don't fly out the handle and say Triton and Cummins, okay? We're looking at a stable, reliable.
We're looking at the
brand of
brand,
vehicle,
not what
okay?
engine they have.
Let's
Well,
start
we're
off-
going to look at that, but we're not calling
We're
it by
starting
the name.
off with just cars everybody knows. That way nobody get confused. So let's talk about it. BMW is a hunk of shit. If you're not rich and expensive,
Let's just stay to the three main topics.
all right, we can
No,
focus
we're
on
not.
three.
We're just talking about cars in general.
Oh, we're starting to shit show on vehicles. We're talking about the Chevy Equinox.
Can you
first.
be normal, please?
We're just talking here, all right?
We're just talking.
So let's focus on vehicles that you commonly see on the road.
Hondas.
Honda's a pretty nice brand.
Honda is,
Nissan.
but now Hyundai,
I
no,
No, Hyundai is
they're junk. They're freaking Korean cars.
Yep.
They're like Kia. They're junk.
And the Kia Soul, I don't know who let that shit fly past. The people on the viewing board for that car to be designed and made and function and put out on a manufacturing line.
Hang on,
That's a hunk of shit. You know it's a hunk of shit.
it's a hunk. But listen, you ever rode it? Have you ever rode in a
I've
Kia
rode
Soul?
in many a
But
Kia
have you
Soul.
on a speed run in a Kia Soul?
No, I have not done
Them
speed.
things will scoot.
I know they'll scoot, but they look like shit the whole
They really
time.
do.
It looks like somebody took a McDonald's 10-piece
Big-
nugget box.
No, a Big Mac box.
It
A
looks
Big
like a
Mac box,
toilet
flipped it
driving down the road.
sideways, and ran it down the road and said, that'll ride.
It really does.
It's a toilet driving down the road.
It is.
And let's talk about BMW. BMW, if you're not a rich person and you don't make a whole lot of money,
And it
But
can
this
afford monthly
isn't
maintenance.
the degrade people that aren't rich or they
Yeah.
don't have a lot of money.
it's not about that.
It's
just,
a matter of the standards you have to meet to own a BMW
Yes.
because their maintenance is freaking ridiculous.
the maintenance on a BMW is higher than any other vehicle I've actually experienced.
So yeah,
With.
it really depends on which one you got, but over the board, yeah.
Many vehicles that come into the shop on an oil change on a BMW, it has multiple flashing lights. It's not
They really
like
do.
it's not like the Chevy and the GMC and the Fords
They have
where
the
they'll
same
have
consistent-
will have the same lights but still function just like you bought it.
And M6 owners,
You'll know.
listen to me, please. We know you've got a V10. You ain't got to tell nobody. We know what an M6 is.
If you drive a Honda, is it a VTT or VVT?
VVT.
If you drive a Honda with a VVT, please do not brag about when it kicks in.
No,
okay?
no. You're thinking of VTEC. No, he's thinking about VTEC.
Oh, yeah.
Hang on. That's another one. That's another one of those things where I'm on the fence about. Ignore the blood on my leg. VTEC is one of those things. It's just weird.
Same thing with
Nissan-
the DVT and the Chevy.
But
motors.
it's.
Yeah.
But the thing is, the VTEC itself isn't a bad thing.
We're getting to Dodge. I promise you that. Because
It's-
I got a word for you, motherfucker.
Because you can't dodge that.
It's not VTEC is the issue. It's owners of the
People
cars
who
that have
drive
VTEC.
them and really love them.
Specifically, K-Series Civics.
And that one white kid that's 19 years old that will always show up talking about his piece of hump car with the VTEC engine in it.
Because here's the thing.
Not throwing
D-Series,
Not
and
throwing
K-Series. great engines. Hondas are one of the best cars ever produced, in my opinion, because they're hard to kill.
I love Nissans. I'm partial to it.
Well,
you can run that motherfucker on a quart of oil and
well, you're
hoping to
also
dream.
an idiot. Anyway,
I'm so serious.
But
I've seen it happen.
the K series
Only
is a
drank one
complete
quart.
different monster. You ever rode a car with a K series in it?
I'm just talking about reliability. I'm not talking about function.
They
speed,
run
and power.
forever.
I know they'll run forever, but all I'm talking about, will it run forever and how long and how stable it is on the market.
And that's the thing about a Honda. They hold their they hold their value.
I love my Chevy, but really the true winner here has to be Toyota.
They can make good power, and they're reliable.
If it's a
example,
Toyota and it
Highways.
does not, if it's a Toyota and it does not have a cartridge filter, you have the best car in the world. And let me tell you why. Toyota's really good about making a motor and making it last.
First gen Toyota Tacoma, 5-speed manual, 4-wheel drive, 4-cylinder.
I've seen so many older model Tacomas on the road, and they're still on the road to this day. The key thing is the owners.
Yes.
The owners are really the key because they pay attention to what they're working with, and they always manage to fix it, and it's always gonna stay on the road.
Aside from the rotting issue,
That's the thing. You're gonna have that. Each vehicle has its own thing.
and Toyota's is rotting. They're like
And
Dodge.
I can look up on Marketplace and look up on what's that thing called? I can look on Kelly Blue Book, and
Toyotas hold their value.
they'll hold their value. They might drop a couple grand each year, well, every few years, but they'll hold that value.
Second gen Toyota Sequoia, for example. Great.
car.
Huh?
Great car.
Dude, they're great. They hold their value. They've got power.
If anybody can back
Full
up their claim,
size.
if anybody can back up their claim to being great, it's Toyota.
And even the base model Sequoias are nice. They are a nice vehicle. You've got third row seating with immaculate storage space. I'm talking about. It is insane. Now, they do have one issue. The transmissions in the second gen Sequoias are a smart transmission. They learn your driving habits. Most transmissions do now. If the person before you talking about just ran it and gave it everything it had,
You better be looking for some speed tickets.
because you're gonna have to drive it like they drove it.
Yep.
If
Or it's
not,
gonna shit itself and it's gonna tear itself up.
if not, it just ain't gonna last.
Can we move on to a different brand? I really want to get to this brand
What's that?
because I'm gonna bring up one word about it, and I'm not gonna speak about
It's
it.
Dodge, and we're gonna get to it.
Please, let's get to Dodge. I want it now.
We're getting there.
I want.
We're fixing to
I'm
transition
coming for
to
the
Chrysler.
jugular in this one.
Oh, Jeeps. Jeep people.
Jeep.
Jeep owners.
If you
There's-
Get your
hold
damn
on,
pavement
hold on,
princess
hold on,
out
hold
the
on.
fucking road.
Hold
I'm
on.
tired of seeing
Hold
it.
on, hold on.
Thank you.
If you have the logo with the stick man trying to make that fuel last, you don't need to be having a vehicle.
No.
If you have a CJ7 or what, older
Time out.
Jeep like that,
Time out.
that's nice.
Let's
That's
make
nice.
this clear. What the people we are dogging right now are specifically Jeep Wrangler owners, and there's a
Or
certain.
Sierras. What's Sahara? Or
That's
Jeep
a
Sahara.
Wrangler.
Yes,
It's-
it's still a Wrangler, but
But a specific group of Jeep Wrangler owners, and you know who I'm talking about.
if you get
You
offended
see
by
them.
that statement, you know exactly who you are.
You know who you are.
Yes.
But
If you got the 4 big old tires and the big one on the back, we're talking.
what's the deal with the Jeep owners? They'll get freaking 35, 37s, they've got 35, 37s on it all the way around. Nice tires, nice wheels.
Fucking
4-inch
full skid
lift,
plates.
4-inch lifts, long travel, and have a stock spare on the back. What's the deal with that? It's so easy to pull the spare off and pull the spare tire carrier off. It is so easy. Just do it. If you're not going to buy the 5th full-size spare, just don't do it.
You didn't hear? They're starting to come with it now. I'm talking about fully loaded from the dealership with the tire on it.
Oh yeah, but my thing is, I'm talking about the people that'll go out, buy a new Jeep, put 4-inch lift on it, 35s, and then leave the stock tire on the back. What's the deal with that? I love Jeeps. I do. Remove the doors, remove the roof. You can
They're
remove
pretty
everything.
cool vehicles now.
They're great. But that Pennstar V6? Nah, that ain't it. But they did have a good V6. We're getting to that.
Oh yeah.
I love
No,
y'all's
the
V6
V6,
so much. But
In line.
the only thing,
There's a V6 I'm getting to.
the
but we're
only
gonna get
thing,
to that.
the only real problem I have with the Jeep owner, it's not with the Jeep brand itself, it's with the owners.
Yeah.
They'll drive a Jeep. I've only ever seen like a handful, probably not more than 3, that have actually touched the woods.
So, for example, my welding instructor, he's got I want to say like a 02 Jeep Wrangler Sahara, 2-door, but it's had work done too. It's got a 4-inch lift on it, 35 aftermarket bumpers, custom spare tire carrier built, EXO cage on it, winch. It's got the works. Inline 6 with a 5-speed. He uses it like it's meant to be used.
Okay.
I'm talking about hang on, we're still on the Jeep topic. I've got 2 Jeeps myself. I totaled one of them because I'm an idiot. Second one I bought to put a motor in. They're both eco diesels. They are a great engine. When they're deleted and tuned, you're getting 35, 40 miles to the gallon. 8-speed, great transmission, especially if it's all-wheel drive. Man, that's really all I got to say on that topic.
Man,
They're real nice till you roll them.
They're nice till you roll them.
Let's talk about Chevy and GMC. You gotta talk
The number one obvious answer.
The obvious choice.
I've got a lot
for
of
the
them.
better brand between those two has to be GMC.
Easiest to work on.
No.
Yeah,
Denali, yeah.
GMCs, they hold their value a whole lot better than Chevy does, and trust me, they got good motors in them. I will say this: I'm not talking about the rare occasion. I'm talking about the base model 5.3s. I'm talking about the trucks. All right, I'm talking about the trucks.
Gen 3 motors.
Yeah, you had to bring it up.
That cut off shit.
We're specifically Gen 3 motors, best thing ever. That my white truck I've got sitting back there, 416,000 miles on the original engine. We're not going to talk about the transmission situation. That's besides the point. That's owner. That's operator. Yeah, I feel like 21 Savage my transmissions. That's operator error.
Trans in my fucking
But Gen 3 GM V8 engines. Whether it's LS engine, LS base truck motor, they're great. They make great power to begin with. Well, I say that they're like 200 horsepower.
Here's the thing: if you replace what gives you spark, you're getting a good motor, especially if it's an older truck.
Here's the thing that I love about the engines. I've got one here, I've got one over there, I've got one in the shed that's built. It's built. There's a large abundance of the engines because most people just dog the vehicles out. They get wrecked and parted out, sadly.
Sad truth.
There's an abundance of them. They're durable. That one that's over there, in my Z71, I've sat at Sonic for 5 minutes on the rev limiter straight. It would not turn loose. I tried. Granted, there's that word, granted. With 1540 in it going down the road, you've got like 9-10 pounds of oil pressure in it. At 20 to 40 pounds, just a suggestion. They have to put that there.
If you see more than that, you might want to get concerned a little bit.
If you got more than 20 to 30 pounds of oil pressure in a Gen 3 motor, you're doing really good. Keep doing whatever you're doing. I can't hate you on it none. They have
I'm about to fucking say.
2 downfalls in a Gen 3 motor.
Yep.
We're not going to talk about number 3. Lifters. Okay, there's a couple. Lifters, pick up tube O-ring on the oil pump, and knock sensors. Lifters honestly aren't that big of a deal. I'm not even going to lie. Just run some thicker oil in it, run you some Lucas through it with it, it'll be fine. Your pickup tube O-ring, common problem, it'll pop out of the oil pump. It'll push the pickup tube come out of the oil pump and you'll lose oil pressure. Melling makes a little part, it bolts on the oil pump, holds the pickup tube in, you're good to go. I put it in my motors.
Alright, let's talk about something.
Y'all can't do this.
Let's talk about
They won't talk about all the good things about Chevy. We're going to shit on Chevy.
I know, that's what I'm doing right now. Number 3, knock sensors.
Yep.
Whatever idiot on the Gen 3 motors decided to put the knock sensors under the intake. You deserve to be drugged in the street, kicked to death, and then shot.
Tire pressure sensors. The biggest downfall of any GM built vehicle ever.
Yeah.
And another thing, if you start having electrical problems, sell the bitch.
If you ever
figure it out.
If you ever get to the point, hold on. If you ever get to the point where you need to do a tire rotation, you're changing out your tires, getting new ones, you change out the rims and tires.
Have fun.
You always get in this one situation to where you change that all out, you crank your vehicle up, and a big ass light comes on.
It says service TPMS.
It says service tire pressure,
Hang on.
tire monitor sensor.
Hang on. If it's try Trenton truck. That doesn't sound very promising. Sit back down. There's another downfall. Couple downfalls.
Oh, let's talk about the sensors coming loose down below. Them motherfuckers were made by some little.
Which sensor?
It doesn't matter. The starter.
GM sensors suck.
They
Like I
really
said,
do.
electrical when it comes to GM is horrible.
It's specifically their sensors.
They-
Not sensors, oil pressure sensors, coolant temp sensors, wheel speed sensors.
What the fuck is that? What's it called? The little blocks that for kids. Duplex. They I think they got it from Duplex. They wanted to they modeled it after Duplex, sent them together, and said that'll ride.
Yeah.
You get about 10 miles out of the dealership, something's on.
Yeah, it really is. Biggest thing is an evap system.
Yes.
GM evap systems.
Wow.
They're not as bad as Toyota. Because let me back up. On a Toyota, if your gas cap's loose, it's gonna throw it in limp mode. It's the worst thing ever. Anyways,
I just want to say this about Chevy, all right, and GMC. Your motor is gonna have an emission leak at some point in that motor's life.
yeah.
It
And
could
a
be.
lifter tap.
It could be from any number of things. It could have been you just had a.
Hey, don't bring up the
Whoa,
rod
whoa.
knot.
Hey,
Hey,
It could be anywhere from
just
a.
because that one back there's got a rod knot, don't mean all of them.
It could be a loose PCV valve. It could be anywhere from that to you just freshly put an oil stabilizer and no, it's not oil stabilizer.
fuel stabilizer,
Fuel treatment to oil treatment or engine flush. That will cause your motor emission sensor to come
it
on.
really
because
will.
the buildup on that motor is to protect.
Okay, who
your
let
motor.
Simon talk? He's just pulling stuff out of
No,
thin air
I'm
now.
not. I'm not even.
You really are.
Look, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I've met a guy. He literally did a flush on his motor, and guess what? As soon as he done it, ran regular oil in it, he had emission leaks.
Not surprised. But GM, what were y'all thinking when y'all made a 4L6?
That had to be the.
Don't even go there.
Say it.
Oh.
Say it.
such
had
a neutral, friendly transmission.
They
Quite
must have
literally.
had their crayon box really tight that day.
All we're gonna say is 4L60 is a no-no. That's all we're gonna say. Because
4L60
it's a
goes
sore,
ping.
because it's a sore subject with me.
8.1 big block.
Oh yes,
Fucking talk about
dude.
it.
490 GM 496 81 Gen 5 big block motor. You could get it in your 99 to 07
Yep.
GMT 800 model trucks. In your 2500s, 3500s, 4500s. To begin with, from 99 to 02, they had a 4L80 behind them. Great transmission. I loved them.
I will say this. It was a good idea.
It was a great idea.
Until it hit the design floor.
What?
Once it.
What are you talking about?
Just go ahead.
There's nothing wrong with an 8.1. Let me tell you why. Well, anyways, 99 to 02, you get them with 4L80. From then on, they mostly came with an Allison behind them. 4-speed Allison. We're not going to talk about her. 8.1. There's not really a lot of aftermarket support for them,
No.
sadly.
Not many made.
You basically gotta, when you put one in your engine bay, you want to go ahead and get a new transmission because you're gonna spin a bearing if you try to use yours. Just gonna let you know that now.
I don't know
I've
what he's
seen it
talking
happen.
about.
I've seen it happen.
But that 8.1 is a monster.
I've seen it happen.
In its day, it was out pulling Power Strokes, Cummins, Duramaxes really weren't that big of a thing yet.
That's too much hate in the comment section.
I'm just saying.
As you just pulled the whole
The
demographic.
8.1 was a freaking monster, dude.
I know, it's a pretty nice motor.
But, that's all we got on Chevy right now.
Talk about GM.
Fuck Equinox.
Let's talk about your
Biggest chunk of junk.
GM just base model cars and
It's the same problems.
SUVs. I mean, you'll have similar issues, but
Your cars that are front wheel drive, 4T, 60Es, junk.
on most of your older model Chevy Impalas and definitely all your Equinoxes, you're gonna have a little bit of trouble when it comes time to change your oil. From my personal experience of changing oil,
Fuck that filter location.
The
Indeed.
location of the filter is probably the worst. Period. Design. Period. Ever. Period.
Other than, your Tundras.
Other than your Tundra.
We're not going to talk about Tundras.
They get their own
They're good-
category
they're
of
good
fucking
trucks.
war.
They're
That's
really good
another
truck.
thing. Hold up. Toyota. Why?
Fuck your cartridge filter.
Not even that. No, it gets better.
Hold on. No, it
Start-
gets worse. Let me tell you about it. Okay? So, we figured out a few problems and complications in the shop. All right? Let's start off with the cartridge filter. The cartridge filter, I mean, it's a good idea when it comes to, having an oil filter housing that actually lasts.
Why
it's
go
actually one
away
of the
from
better.
something
It's actually
that
one.
works?
Hold on. It's actually one of the. It's a lot easier to have oil not leak if you can use the same housing.
Yeah.
Especially when it's a good and built housing. Toyota housings for the cartridge filters, from your 4Runners to Tundras to your Corollas. Ain't it another one? I knew it was another one. Camrys, Sequoias. They're really good cartridge filters. But if it couldn't even if you replace the gasket on it, the gasket could be perfectly fine. But there's two gaskets in it, and one you never change.
Yeah.
The other gasket is screwed on behind the bottom part of the metal part of the filter.
It's a draining plug.
Technically it's a draining plug, yes.
Wow.
We rarely use the draining plug whenever we're draining oil because it takes too much time. That's more for if the owner wants to do it themselves, they want it done right. There's still another way there's more than one way to get the job done, basically.
Okay.
And if that gasket in the metal part for the draining ever, breaks or has a crack in it, it's going to leak out. I've seen some to the point where the whole housing was caked in oil,
Yeah.
and we had to go ahead and replace it. And we had a vehicle blow up
Well, that
due
was
to unforeseen circumstances.
Shitty workers.
okay. So
Shitty work.
Toyota, I'm back on y'all real quick.
We on your ass, boy.
What's the deal with that starter location,
My
Man, we
boy,
found out so many damn starters, bro.
bro?
You wanna talk
Pulling the
about some
intake
lighting?
to change a starter? Nah, that ain't it. Let's carry on.
Dodge.
Dodge.
He has a personal vendetta
Dodge.
against Dodge for some reason.
One of my favorite coworkers, he drives a Dodge. I really want to get into him, but he only talks about one thing ever, and we're not going to discuss this in this talk. So I'm going to go ahead and bring it up so nobody gets...
What's the deal with the lifters?
Shut up. Okay. The Cummins engine.
Oh, him. Yep.
Amazing design.
Oh yeah.
Okay? Impeccable efficiency as well. You
Y'all market the wrong people. Y'all bring in the wrong attention with your market.
You did a good job with it. I will admit that. It's one of the better diesel truck brands. It's more stable, it's more reliable,
Not
more
very
functional,
affordable.
cost fixed. All right, but if it ain't Cummins or a Hemi, you don't do it right
You really don't.
because
Let's
If
some
see.
they're having a Dodge, it's not a Hemi
Because-
or a Cummins.
Or an eco diesel. Or an eco diesel. I'll contest to that.
Anything else? What's going on?
when you try to do the hybrid between the Challenger and the Charger, and you made the Dodge Dart, you really screwed everybody
You really did.
because
Nobody wanted the wagon.
Nobody.
nobody wanted them problems, and
They
you gave it to them for RPM rate of 29,000.
Oh. You're thinking of APR.
APR, my bad.
MSRP.
MSRP, APR. They all have to do with money.
Okay, you really screwed them. Also, Avengers.
Oh.
And what's that one Jarvis drives? Ain't it a Dart? No, it's not a Dart.
Journey.
Huh?
Dodge Magnum.
Yeah.
And the Magnum.
There ain't nothing wrong with the Magnum. Don't you bring that up.
Magnums are good.
Magnums are really good.
Especially an SRC8 Magnum with a 6.1. Ooh.
Magnums are pretty good. But the Dart and the Avenger, you really screwed everybody. Because from 2014, even earlier than that, 2012 to 2014, I'm not going to say they were making them both at the same time, but they went into production at different times. I know the Avenger,
They were both junk.
they're a hunk of junk vehicles. If something goes out in them, like let's say, what my stepmom's dealing with, the throttle body position sensor,
Yeah.
and it's just the little things that just always on recall, always on back order, because
They really do be having on them recalls.
I've listened to many people with Dodge brand vehicles, and they're either running their vehicle how it is and not fixing it because they can't get it. They just can't get the part. And
they cost a butt fuck.
They
No
really
reason
do.
it should be so expensive.
They really do.
That's
And
why
Dodge.
Chevy and Jim is the best thing to go with because you got affordable
why
prices and
when
easier work.
hold on, why when you order a part from Dodge does it cost so damn much to ship it? It always costs an arm and a leg for shipping.
Nobody
for Dodge.
knows.
Because I know GM and Chevy parts, it's a lot, but it's not you can't eat next day type bad.
You can't eat for the next week.
Anyway, I think we move on to one of the final main brands. It's definitely a least favorite out of the three of us. I'd say it's going to be that Ford.
Oh yeah.
Hang on.
That Ford. Found on road dead.
I'm
Wait.
gonna say it one time. It's
Wait.
gonna get edited out. I know it is. Fucked over, retarded.
You can't say retarded. Sorry.
Fucked
up.
over, racist Dodge.
Fix or repair daily.
Here's the thing about Ford. Oh, this is gonna be bad.
If it ain't a
Okay.
Ford Explorer RT,
You are really stupid. It's an
What?
ST.
ST, sorry. Ford
No,
Explorer
I will
ST.
vouch for Ford on this one. They make a damn good SUV.
They really do. They make a good truck.
They can make a decent truck.
Okay, I ain't even gonna lie. Ford made some good vehicles. I can't.
EcoBoost should not make that much power. There's no reason to
EcoBoost,
scoop that boost.
you really screwed them with that label on the side of the
Hang
motor.
on. 4-cylinder EcoBoost Mustang should not be as fast as it is.
I can attest to that. It is very true.
Number
Okay,
2.
those are fine. V6 Mustang owners. What is
Which
up-
ones?
Let's talk about
Straight
anyone.
pipe.
Before EcoBoost?
Yes.
Okay,
Anywhere.
yeah. Anything that's not an EcoBoost V6 Mustang, why?
And we're not talking about the classic cars in this. Classic cars will
It's
leave where they
different. This is like 99,
To like 20.
be. 12? Was it 12?
2012. Yeah, 2012. No. No.
If I see
Like
you on the road,
2014 V6 Mustang owners. What's the point of straight piping? You
It
make no
sounds-
power. You ain't getting nowhere fast. Trust me. Trust me. You're not. Number 2 on Mustangs. Let's go with the SN97. You've got the shocker sound system. What is the deal with the parasitic draw? Shocker sound system Mustangs have got the worst parasitic draw I've
hold
ever
on, you
seen.
gotta explain because not many people know what a parasitic draw
Parasitic
is.
draw is where you got something in the car that is constantly pulling power. It is terrible on those cars.
Now,
But-
mind you, that's not specific to that brand, okay? Many vehicles can have aftermarket things put on their vehicles that can cause a parasitic drain.
But no, the shocker sound system is an OE option.
I know.
But we're gonna get off the Mustangs because that's a very, very heated topic that I need somebody else here for. We've got a certain person I need here for the Mustang talk. Dakota.
Okay.
I need him here for that because he's got a few of them. He's had a few of them. He knows. He's better to enlighten us. Also, new Super Duties. Why do you need 1,000 foot-pounds of torque? Why? Granted,
No one's complaining that much.
there's no one's complaining at all. My question is, what are you trying to move with 1,000 foot-pounds? What?
Me, bitch.
Let's talk about people. Let's talk about Ford owners that drive a Super Duty and have no business driving it. If you're not using that as a work truck or a daily hauler, why do you have it?
There's a certain person that comes to mind, but we're not going to get into that.
I'm
on
not
this
going to
episode.
talk about a certain person. It's not just because I seen one
They're,
person.
they're a
and was
big,
like,
they're
I
a
hate
big
them.
name person. There was a lot of legal action taken against them as well. We'll get into that at a later time. Oh,
Okay. I think that pretty much wraps
Oh,
it up, right?
and
No.
I'm not talking about a specific person when I say this. That 5.4 Triton. Hold on. Stop. I'm just gonna say one thing, okay?
Dog shit.
If you count on it to be a dependable motor,
you an idiot.
you deserve to be Ubered everywhere.
It depends on
because
which. It depends on which 5.4.
he had the one from I think 2011. Okay.
That's not the bad one though.
Hit the crap.
It's not the bad one.
It was old. Hit the crap.
It's the early Gen 5.4. Jesus, the spark plug issue. That's the only thing I've got against 5-Force. 5-Force is a great motor. They make a beautiful sound.
Bullshit. I didn't say that.
With the right exhaust, they make a beautiful sound, and they make great power for some reason. Nobody really knows why. They love boost as well.
Oh, and
The spark plug issue is the only thing I got against 5-Force.
the only thing I have for a Dodge manufacturing company and production and what's that thing called? Engineer design team. The only thing I have for y'all is hire better people.
Yeah.
I would like for y'all to make a dependable motor.
That new 5th Gen 1500 front end looking a little rough.
It is looking a little rough. But
And granted, y'all realize we did not get on the topic of a 1st or 2nd gen.
we didn't do that.
There's
to you.
nothing wrong with them. We're not, aside from automatic transmission issues,
Hey,
we're not getting on
opening that can of
topic,
worms.
because they're great vehicles. That's the only thing I'm going to say.
We're not opening that can of worms. I don't need
There's
that.
nothing wrong with the 1st or 2nd gen.
I know there's not, but you're gonna find something. You're gonna say
You're
it.
gonna find
You're
something.
gonna piss everybody off in the comment section.
The dash! The freaking dash!
No. They don't really have.
They don't have a dash, so it's not a problem.
Slow down. Okay, slow down. We really want to talk about an issue with the dash. Let's talk about GMC and Chevy. Okay, they have the crappiest.
This man,
They have the crappiest design for a dash.
aside from Dodge 1st and 2nd gens, and 3rd gens, rarely 4th gens.
It doesn't matter if you hit it, or look at it,
Drop a feather on it.
or drop a.
No.
You can fart on it and it's
Even
still
think
cracked.
about a Dodge Dash. It cracks somewhere. Some Dodge Dash somewhere cracked.
No, don't.
We're
They're not as
talking
bad
about
as Chevy.
Dodge. We're talking about GM.
GM vehicles, you will have a cracked dash. It doesn't matter if you bought it off Facebook or you rolled it out the lot 3 years ago.
They
It's
really
gonna
do.
It's gonna have
They
a cracked
really
dash.
do.
Because my dad's truck, it's a nice GMC. It held its value. It looks damn good. But that motherfucker has a cracked dash too.
Hang on a second. What are you trying to do? I'm trying to
Hit it. Where's your mom at? Did you be calling?
All right, we're back. Intermission over. There really ain't much more to talk about.
Let's talk about the weirdest thing we've seen on a vehicle, and it just still properly functions. They saw zero issues with it, and it still works.
Let me sit here and think for a minute, because I've seen some stuff.
I seen a dude, bless his heart, he was a great guy. Still is a great guy. He literally called me one morning and was like, hey, can you come help me with this transmission? Not Javon, it wasn't Javon.
Okay.
All right. I went there to go help him. He had the transmission jack, all that good stuff, everything to drop the
He
transmission.
had everything but the transmission, didn't he?
He had everything but the transmission. Everything was working perfectly fine. We had everything unloaded off the truck. It was all going good. I dropped down there to take a look at what we're looking at, and there's a big old hole right there where the case for the transmission should be. Okay? That's where it should be. And he said that he drove it there.
There ain't no way.
There's a way. And you believe it or not, it was on an 04 Ford F-150.
Yeah. Look,
Believe it or not, he drove it
it's
exactly
not
like that.
Well, me, it's not necessarily a matter of things that I've seen that shouldn't run. I've just seen things that shouldn't have been done to cars. Like at work, we got a 69 Mach 1, for example. Don't laugh at that. Oh, nice. We got a 69 Mach 1. Great car. Guy got screwed on it, honestly.
In the shop, you have it in the shop.
Yeah, we're building it.
Oh, I got a great plan for you. How much did he pay for it?
Too much.
How much did he pay for it?
Too much.
Just cash him out, throw it in the junkyard.
No, he's already spent enough on it. We got to. But
I want to no return. Hate it when it happens.
half an inch of Bondo on it. What? Well, we had another one with a 65 Mustang sitting right next to it. Had 3/4 inch of Bondo in the engine bay. They Bondoed the inside of the engine bay to smooth it out. But after doing that, they sprayed bedliner on it. Yeah.
They drove it there.
But it didn't affect the driving. It's the fact that it was stupid.
Who had the story about the BMW that had half the bolts put back in and it still ran? Like perfectly fine.
Oh, that was any of those.
I think that was Preston's story.
The other one.
The other one.
There's another one of me.
A lot taller.
Gets a lot more
We're
bitches.
not bringing in more here. All we're gonna hear is Cummins this, Cummins that, Cummins
Cummins-
please.
God, you're so
Cummins my
nice.
Hey, no.
That's all you're gonna hear though.
It really is with him. But there's more to talk about. It's
There's a
just a
lot.
matter of
No. Let's talk about that girl we had come in. She was driving a Ford Expedition.
oh Lord.
Jesus Christ, it was like a 07, I think.
Bitch ain't had no coolant, no oil,
Hold on.
no nothing.
Hold on, we gotta start from the beginning.
Start from the beginning. I haven't heard
We
this story.
heard her outside before anybody looked up. Clank, 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 clank. And then we get her information out back. I get her information out back.
Puff and smoke.
Puffing smoke is. I mean, she hadn't even moved the vehicle yet, and it's already puffing smoke. Okay.
Engine noise.
We get her into the shop, and I'm trying to get as many things as I can see put on her tab so we don't become liable for anything at that point. I'm talking about white smoke puffing out the back. You can smell the coolant from a mile away.
Oil leaks.
Oil
everywhere.
leaks everywhere. I'm pretty sure she had more oil leaks. I think her motor was scared.
She probably had more oil leaks than daggone 5.3 or 2-stroke Detroit.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Her vehicle must have been really scared because it was pissing more than one fluid. Okay? Coolant. Completely gone. I'm not even sure the hose was completely on there. Okay? And then once we finally, got done with the oil change, she go to crank it.
Here he goes.
It sounded like something blew up. And we thought we did it. It was just that bad. She drove off like a normal day. I hope she didn't take that thing through the car wash. She would have never made it.
No cranky. No, we're not burning it down.
That's not in today's video.
Look, if this doesn't work, we'll get that. I really don't know what else.
I know you got a story.
Is this story time? Yeah, I think we can add a story time in there.
It's a little bit of story time.
Me and Colton have got a good story for next time.
What's your topic for the story gonna be?
Whatever.
Talk about the day his dad died.
Let's talk about that day.
Let's not get on that topic
Woo!
today.
That was a fun day.
That was a very interesting day.
Different time.
How about when I blew my motor up on the way to get my house to get a Pedialyte?
No.
That was fun.
Let's talk about.
We'll have a whole
no,
episode just for blowing motors.
No. Let's talk about the day this motherfucker got a flat on graduation day.
Oh,
Let's talk about
yes!
that shit.
Yes.
First off, fuck you. Because I had a fucking haircut.
I'm sorry.
I missed my haircut because of you.
That wasn't my fault. He blew out.
No. You didn't have anything to do. You're probably just working. And you didn't have any. You could have got him. Okay? You could have got him. You could have got him jacked up, changed out tire.
I was doing something that
okay.
day.
He called me. It was like at 3 something, wasn't it? No. It was definitely in the morning.
So, we had our graduation practice that morning at like 10 o'clock. We had just got done with that. They handed out everybody our graduation invitations because Pedal decided to be so smart to do that on graduation.
On graduation day, we had a rehearsal. Was it 4 hours, 4 or 5 hours? 6
Yep.
hours it was about 6 or 7 hours in advance. We had to be there.
In the broad daylight.
Broad daylight, sun's beaming down. It was like an hour and a half, honestly.
In May.
In May, okay? And then Braden, he leaves after the graduation practice and he goes
I
to
start
go.
driving around, dropping off invitations.
I'm talking about he's going from Pedal to
Moselle,
East
all
My man was like, what's his name?
all across
Song,
Forest
I've been
County.
everywhere.
Hold on. All across Forest County to deliver invitations to his family members. I'm not mad at him for that.
at all.
I'm not even mad at him. I'm mad at Preston. But what got me was I missed my hair appointment because he called me. I didn't even get a haircut that morning. I was supposed to go in the morning, had to cancel because it was at 10.
Yeah.
And I had it scheduled for 12 o'clock because I knew I could get in the shop at 12. I even called ahead and everything. And he gives me a call about, I want to say like 11:20.
Like 10:30, 11 o'clock, somewhere in that area.
It was somewhere around there. 11. It had to be 11:20 because the graduate practice took an hour. It was like 11:20. He called me saying, "Hey, I got a flat tire. Can you come get me?" I said, "Drop the location." He sent me his location. I went to him. He's on the side of the road. I mean, it connects East Tabuchi to Pedal, but it was damn near the middle of nowhere.
It really was.
If anybody watching this video knows where Max, the gas station right there on 11 is, it was probably about 34 miles from there.
Now hang on.
And you weren't even in the story. I want to hear your shit.
weren't
Shut the
involved.
fuck up.
All y'all
Shut the
wanted
fuck
me
up.
for was for a jack and a freaking four-way. I don't know what I did wrong.
I brought. Okay, so I will admit this. I forgot the jack. I brought the four-way. I bought the thing to drop the tire. He didn't have a spare for no reason. I bought the thing to drop the tire on the Chevy for no reason.
Yeah,
And I get to him, and he's like, "Hey, I got a flat tire." Look at it, pull it off. It was hot as a bitch still too.
Wire everywhere.
Wire was showing everywhere. I took him to my favorite tire guy. Actually, I'm going to see him tomorrow too.
Love it, dude.
He's a great guy. Amazing. Did he make you pay?
Nope.
He didn't even make him
Full set
pay.
of tires for free.
He got a full set of tires for free. He just gave it to him. And we got his new tire put on, and we got him on his way. He finished delivering all his
Graduation invitation.
yeah. But the moral of the story is, if you're gonna rely on somebody, don't trust this man.
I still don't even know what I
Especially
did.
in a pinch.
Yeah.
I don't even know what I did, but apparently I did something.
The best thing a friend can do for you is show up.
Damn right.
I showed up.
If anything else, he'll show up every time.
Nah, bro, I showed up.
I mean, he should be showing up even when you don't even need his ass.
Explains why me and him are always at his house.
But
Yes.
yet, his truck's in my driveway.
Well, he's got a reason to show up. It's not just you.
But yet, his truck's in my driveway where my things can be said. Sore subject, not going there.
Any more interesting stories?
Y'all want to talk about the time we had to pull my truck over here?
No, that's
a
different
different video.
Different
That's a whole
episode.
different video.
That's its own episode by itself.
Let's talk.
Rage.
No,
That's
we can't
a
talk.
sleepy
We can't really
rage.
talk about work right now. It's a
No.
sore subject.
There's a bunch of sore subjects.
It's bad. Let's talk about wrecking vehicles.
I'm not here.
Okay.
I can't help you out here.
You might beat me and him and fuck ups, chin
But
ups.
you ain't gonna get me.
Whoa. You might beat us in chin ups, push ups, sit ups, but you can't compare to me and him together on fuck ups.
No,
There ain't no comparison.
I can't help
Hell
you.
no.
I can fuck up 3 ways for tomorrow, and it's only been 3 minutes.
Man, I can screw up a steel anvil with a rubber chicken.
Ooh,
So, I totaled 3 things in one go,
you did that.
and I was the only person involved. So,
I mean, let's break down that situation. So people
I'm starting
understand.
from the beginning.
Okay.
So I get the trailer hooked up to the Jeep. Get to the backyard, get my porch truck loaded up that I'm scrapping. We get it loaded up. We loaded the weight to the back like idiots.
Hold on. Explain who this we is.
Me and my brother-in-law's friend. We get it loaded up.
Brother-in-law's friend. Who?
Jeremy. We get it loaded up. No big deal. I leave the next morning, go to work. Headed to work. I get a mile down the road. My trailer, I turn, start going another road to get on Highway 11. Trailer starts swaying. No big deal. I let out of it. Sway goes away. Get back in it. We're good. We're good. I hit a bump. Massive bump. Trailer starts
Hold
kicking.
on. Let's stop here. Okay. Because this is actually a teachable moment. Okay.
Load your trailer right.
Hold on. Weight distribution on trailers
It's key.
is more
I
important
can contest.
than getting it to A to B.
Yes.
Because if you don't do it right, you'll never make it to B.
Yeah. But,
Okay.
okay. So let's,
Focus your weight either dead front
or in the middle.
Or in the middle. Okay?
All right.
And
Let's continue with the
Lord
story.
help you. If you distribute the weight to the back and you know it's distributed to the back, you see your trailer swaying,
Stop.
please slow down, pull to the side, and try to move some of that weight towards the front. Strap it down as tight as you can, and it'll ride to a location where you can safely remove it to the front. That way it's perfect, and it'll ride to your location.
All right. So
Okay.
now let's carry on with the story. So I leave. I go to work. I get a mile down the road. I get on the next road. Trailer starts swaying. Hit the bump. Blah 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 blah. When I hit that bump, I felt something start going. The trailer kicked to the left. It kicked to the right. I knew it wasn't gonna be good. It pinned up against the back tire of the Jeep. Sent me sliding. I land in the ditch sideways, and then it rolls. Trailer and all. Trailer frame's twisted on my, well, the tongue on my trailer's twisted. The Jeep's totaled. And the truck I was hauling was already parted out and stripped. But it bent the cab in on it, busted the windows out of it. It screwed it up. The Jeep, let me tell you, if I ever have a choice of another vehicle to wreck, it's going to be a Jeep. Oh, when the airbags deployed, it formed like this cloud around it. It was great.
I was trying to talk about my fuck ups.
Oh boy.
Now, I will not admit I'm the smartest person in the world. I don't understand much in the ways of, I'm not very vehicle, awareness. Anyways, so let's start with the first wreck. The first wreck happened, and this is all within the same month, mind you. The first wreck, I got some tires put on the back. They weren't the best quality, but I figured they ride for at least a little while so I could afford to buy some new ones. It was probably one of my worst ideas. The reason I went ahead and got the not high quality tires put on the back was because my front were about to give out on me too. They're already showing
And he
why.
got them for me for free.
I'm not gonna talk about that part. And I get on 49, and I'm heading south, and I'm rolling. Everything feels nice. The tires
What
feel
are you,
good.
Zach Bryan, heading south?
And I get to riding down the road. I make about 20 miles. I think I'm cruising good. Everything's good. And then I hear the death rumble. That is a sound you never want to hear.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
Hold on. Especially if you're riding with somebody, because that's the scariest thing. It's easier to scare yourself. It's easier to scare
somebody else.
Yeah, it's easier to scare somebody else than it is if you're just scaring yourself.
Yeah.
Okay?
Because that's
So,
what I'm saying.
it's
The
a lot
passenger seat
worse.
with these motherfuckers that's here. Oh shit, I'm scared.
Because I was in not the best position when it happened, when it started, the death rumble started.
Oh yeah.
So I was flying about 80. I had an expensive BMW behind me and a Camaro on my right.
You should have took that Camaro out.
I didn't want to take any vehicle out because I couldn't afford the damage claims. Okay,
It's true.
so I had no choice. Okay, I was in a really bad situation, and if I was going to make it worse for anybody, I was going to make it worse for myself. So I hit the gas. I was going about 80, 85 miles per hour.
Worst thing you can
That's into the death rumble.
do. Worst thing you can do.
Worst thing you can do is speed up. Always slow down. This is from experience. I promise you. It doesn't matter the situation leading up to the rumble. Don't get brakes. Just try to do your best to slow down at a normal speed because it's gonna blow.
And don't get scared when it does blow. Control.
Yes.
It's all about control. Now I will admit,
Now, if you're doing 85, 90 down the interstate, there ain't no such thing as control.
I might
You along for the ride at that point.
You better start singing that song.
Hold on.
Jesus, take the wheel.
on most occasions, but not mine. I happen to be the world's best backwards driver. Okay.
I'm the world's best backwards driver.
Hold on.
I got
Mater-
this side view mirrors.
Hold on, Mater can't hold the candle to the shit I got. All right, all right. I know eight bad motherfuckers, or 7 of them call me sir at this point. Let me tell you about it. Let me tell you about it. All right. So I'm in the death rumble. I get over. The Camaro's behind me. It laid on the horn. I couldn't care because I didn't want to hit neither of them. So the Camaro got over. I got over on the Camaro. The Camaro backs off and gets behind the other car. I think it noticed I was finna have a blowout and didn't want them problems. I wouldn't either. And then I proceeded to spin 180, and I was looking at I was looking at traffic coming towards me. Okay, that's what scared me. The rumble didn't scare me. That's how you know I have nerves of steel. The rumble didn't scare me. It's the fact that I could see the highway coming towards me. That's what scared me. And then I'm going 80 backwards on the blowout, mind you. That's one sturdy ass rim I got. Forged, what's it called?
They're not even forged. They're just
They are.
aluminum.
They're forged.
They're not.
They are. I looked it up. They're forged.
Those are not
They
forged.
are. The base model, matte black. They're forged. But
They're like black Air Force Ones.
I will say this. That's a damn good rim because I did a complete 360 by the end of this. Okay, so I'm 180 right now, and I'm looking at traffic coming towards me, and then I got to get off the highway because I have no other choice. I have to get off the highway before I cause a wreck. Now, these are split-second decisions. Only NASCAR drivers can hold a candle to my shit at this point. Okay? I'm 180. I turn into it as fast as I can because I got to get off the damn road. This car's flying over 90 behind me. Okay? So I whip it into a ditch. Thank God I did not flip. I landed
Like me.
I landed upright on all 4 tires, chilling in the ditch. I had my feet posted up. I was waiting on my dad to come get me. Everything was fine. I got 2 waters while I was waiting. I'm not gonna lie to you. I met some nice people on the highway. We had the lady in the BMW. She spun back around to check on me. She gave me a bottle of water and a candy bar. And older couple, really sweet couple. They did more than just make sure I was all right. They made me get out that dang truck and make sure I was mentally okay, which I actually appreciated.
Yeah.
And that really helped me out a lot, helped me calm down. I got pulled out the ditch, all that good stuff, it doesn't matter. And I still have that truck, it's right behind me. Thank God.
Yeah, at least yours still goes.
My second wreck.
Oh boy.
Number 2.
Okay. I will admit this.
Let's remind the people that this didn't happen, but like how long ago?
This didn't happen no longer than 2 weeks ago.
It was 3 weeks ago.
No, I'm talking about 2 weeks apart.
I can't really talk about it right now too much, but what I can say is this.
Toyota. Is that a Toyota rear end? Let me hit it. Ain't that right?
Hold on, I'm gonna get into some context here. That vehicle that I was driving, it was not my own vehicle, because if I get into another incident in my vehicle, I'm off the insurance. I'm gonna just say this. That vehicle has been wrecked 3 times already. It's been the cause of 3 rear end incidents before. Okay, this is all before I wrecked it. The front bumper's been rehammered out, new headlights every time. Okay, I was taking somebody somewhere, and it was like I just got out of my dad's neighborhood. I was pulling onto Main Street, and I had a wreck, quite literally the slowest wreck of all time. It was about 10 miles per hour.
At least they weren't parked in the middle of the highway.
And when it happened, I thought I had to. If that was a normal bumper, that would only happen if it was going like 30 miles per hour, because it just bent back to what it was used to. It was used to being messed up, and it bent straight back to it. I was looking at the old pictures from the old wrecks, and it looks exactly the same. And all I gotta say is that Toyota could stop on a dime, but that Chevy can't.
No.
That Chevy does not stop on a dime.
Remember today going to that call? I didn't have no brakes. I slid right past where I needed to turn.
And I will say this. It's easier to find headlights when you're not looking for them.
It really is.
If you're looking for them, you're never going to find them.
That's a really thing.
Yeah.
Like my Camaro, for example, before I got it, I seen parts all over the place. The blue seats that I need, everything that I want for it, all the time I've seen it. Now that I've got it, I'm looking for parts. I can't find it.
And it's causing, I know yours is causing you some life problems too.
Oh
yeah. Vehicle incidents is going to cause you some life problems.
Look, my mama still ain't over me wrecking her Jeep.
Don't bring up the petty stuff. Let's just talk about the reality of the situations here. You learn a lot of life lessons through mistakes.
I tried.
Mine happened back to back, about 2 weeks apart.
Yeah.
And apparently I'm still learning. Apparently. But with each passing day, it gets a little better.
I didn't know we were at an AA meeting.
Well, yeah, so what is this?
I said it gets better, but
no, it don't.
it look a little iffy right now.
Y'all ready? Y'all think it's a good time to wrap this up?
I think it is.
We're gonna wrap this up.
Oh, it's been Brighton.
We're not even doing that.
Goodbye.